got to be shitting me, right? Just
Switching it up, boys. I'm using that to test out the actual YouTube algorithm. They say that if you curse within 10 seconds, that you'll get like a warning. So I'm kind of curious. We'll see. What you guys know?
Immediately demonetized.
Immediately, any shot immediately demonetized. Oh, I love it. Well, my bank account wouldn't, but what's going on, everyone? So welcome to the latest live stream. We are in part 4 of the top 100 movies list, and the last live stream, we finally came up with top 100 movies that all three of us were able to agree on. It's a collective list, of course, and I managed to alphabetize it. And what we're going to try to do, keyword try, is that we're going to try to have it where each live stream we talk about one of the movies, which means that some of them we're going to have to actually watch. Like there's some on the list that I haven't seen, same with Sergey, a lot with Marv, no offense, Marv. So we'll have to watch them. So it might not be necessarily consistent because, you know, we have a lot of busy lives, but we are definitely going to try our best. But anyways, Sergey of SkynetGen, Marv of ChiefsFans.org. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
I'm good.
You good? You look tired, Marv.
I was fried earlier.
Oh, like that kind of fried? That makes sense. I was like, Marv seems a little,
It is a Friday. So.
Marv is like, you know what? 500 milligrams sold. We got a couple comments. We have Can't Articulate first. Can't Articulate, how are you doing, man? I've been keeping up with your reviews. Your queer review was quite queer. Connor Holt says, Chad, Connor, how are you doing? Good, sir. I just want to first and foremost get this out of the way, and it's very important to all of my subscribers that are watching. So next Sunday, we have the Eagles versus Chiefs Super Bowl. And Marv is like a huge Chiefs fan. Like Patrick Mahomes actually secretly is his Instagram username. Big Taylor Swift fan. And he can't stand Jalen Hurts. Like he always says, like, why doesn't he pass the ball? Like, why is he always running the ball? And he thinks that Andy Reid's the greatest, you know, coach of all time. And I just want to give you the floor, Marv, and say, how much do you think the Chiefs will win by at the Super Bowl against the Eagles?
Well, I will say that I hope the
That's the thumbnail right there.
That sums it all up right there.
He's speechless. I love it.
and
Wait, I think I heard something. Never mind. Connor says, fly, Eagles fly. No, in all seriousness, Marv's a pretty big Eagles fan. We're just busting his balls because he a lot of times has Eagles stuff on. Should be a good game. But, Andrew Lay is in the house. He says, oh, my God, hi. And Marv just is completely out. My work schedule got permanently overlapped with the usual live stream time since the holidays, so I haven't been able to catch up with y'all. You caught me on my day off, LOL. I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah, I decided to do something a little bit differently because usually Saturdays are honestly my busiest. Oh, Marv is back in track. 1 second. There he is. The Chiefs fan is back in the house. Marv, we're in the middle of talking to Andrew. Andrew is back in the chat. Busy work life. Marv, I gotta say, how speechless were you about the Chiefs winning?
I didn't watch that game. I don't watch Chiefs games.
Well, we haven't watched the Chiefs game yet either. It hasn't happened yet. It's going to be next Sunday.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not paying them any mind.
You didn't watch the Chiefs Bill games?
No, I don't watch the Chiefs at all. I don't like them.
Well, I guess they're good.
No, I just don't like them. The refs, you know.
Here we go again. I'm out.
Hey, you asked me. I'm telling you, I don't like them. I don't like anything about them.
Mark, I really hope we can watch the Super Bowl together. In fact, we should not only watch it, we should live stream. I know my channel's like a movie TV show channel, but we should just like live stream it. Just to see your reactions. Stop throwing the ball, run the ball.
I'm definitely going to see run the ball. I want to see it all game, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm personally.
It's going to be a close game in all seriousness.
I hope it's not. I hope we have the ball with up 10 points with 2 minutes to go. I will be very happy with that result.
We'll see how it goes. I will say, after watching the Chiefs play the Bills, their offense is really, really good. Defense, I do see some issues, so I don't know if they'll be able to stop Saquon Barkley. And if that's the case, then yeah, the Eagles could win realistically. So
hopefully we get some fumbles. That'd be great.
That's what's kind of exciting is that both teams don't really have that many turnovers, which is pretty cool. So it should be a high scoring game. I'm hoping. I know that both defenses are technically pretty good, so I'm hoping it's not like a 7-3.
Neither defense allows 20 points.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a boring game. Thanks, Mark. I'm kidding. Anyways, so I guess the first thing, I don't think we really talked about the Oscars at all because the last time we did a live stream was before the Oscars. But I know, Sergey, you and I off to the side, we talked a little bit about it. But overall, what are your guys' thoughts with we'll focus on Best Picture, like the nominees. What are your guys' thoughts overall?
I have none.
Did you look at them?
I'm still like missing one title, the In Search of Light, or what, I forget what that movie's called, but
I'm Still Here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always confuse that with the Joaquin Phoenix film.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But it's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's some titles I would like to be in there, but in general they were snubbed by the Oscars in general. So
Challengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Furiosa is not even anywhere. So
yeah, Challengers didn't get anything either, those were two films. When I was watching it live and I saw Challengers didn't get an original score, I was like, well, there goes the chances of an editing or a screenplay nomination. So I'm like, great, just great. If you don't nominate the score, you're not getting any.
Conclave didn't even get Best Director, right?
Which tells me that, I mean, it's possible for it to win because, I mean, Argo didn't get a Best Director nomination, and what's it called? Coda also didn't get a Best Director nomination. So it is possible, but definitely dwindling in regards to hopes. But it's a wide open race, man. Like, there really isn't a clear winner, which is exciting. But Marv's favorite movie, The Substance, got some nominations, which is great.
No, hey, I don't have a horse in the race, bud.
Yeah, but Dune got nominated.
Well, okay, I'll support that one.
It didn't get a score nomination though, right?
It wasn't eligible, unfortunately.
How?
But
apparently they used too many tracks from the first one, so it made it like ineligible, which is a shame because there's some really good tracks.
But Wicked uses like a bunch of music from the musical, and they're allowed to enter. So.
The fact that Wicked's score somehow got nominated over Challengers, yeah, I know yeah. And I have to watch Wicked a second time, so wish me luck.
It's a good movie.
I wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, I wanted to like it, but maybe a second time is a charm.
It's not the worst in the world.
I'm not saying it's the worst. No, like it's definitely better than what the trailers made it out to be.
Yeah, it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be.
Like I said, I told you it'd be better than you thought it would be.
I would never watch it again.
It's still better than you thought it would be.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch the second movie.
But you're going to.
Unfortunately. So I can talk crap about it.
I know so many people that love Wicked as a play, and then of course they naturally loved the movie. But I don't know. I guess my whole thing with Wicked is that it really does feel like something that could be told in 2 hours and not, let's face it, almost 5 hours. Actually, it's probably gonna be longer than 5 hours total when all is said and done.
It is told on 2 hours on Broadway.
Yeah, and it's like it just feels spread thin. Like the pacing was agonizing, man. Like I was like, oh, I think we're almost done. And it's like, I looked at my watch. I was like, we're only 45 minutes in. I'm like, oh no. So at least when I watch the second time, I can be at home and, treadmill movie.
I
I think
it at 1 a.m.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
I can say that I don't think Gladiator 2 is gonna be on my top 10 list at all.
Oh, you saw it?
I watched half of it and fell asleep, but from what I saw, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to cut it. But I'm going to finish it though.
I think you'll like the second half better. It's second half's pretty wild with some of the stuff that happens.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad movie or anything, but it definitely doesn't have like best of the year vibes for me at all. Like,
no, but it's one that it's one of those instances where even though it's not in my top 10 or even like top 5 honorable mentions of the year, it's still a film that I quite enjoyed, and I saw it twice in theaters, and I will probably watch it a third time at some point. But
yeah.
Is it as good as Gladiator? No, but I went into it knowing that because it's Ridley Scott is in his 80s. It doesn't have the same composer. I think it only has the same cinematographer, and they changed over from shooting on film to digital. So it's like there's just so many factors where it's like you're not going to be able to be as good as the first one. So just take it for what it is, and for what it is, it's enjoyable. I liked it.
Well,
oh, by the way, we got. Hold that thought. A bunch of comments. Connor says, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I'm glad the Bills didn't make the Super Bowl. That's funny. Yeah, the Bills did a good fight, though. I will say, like, I was watching the Chiefs-Bills game, and although I lost some money, which, by the way, Marv, Jalen Hurts, I was so angry at him, dude. Like, all he had to do was throw 2 more passes, and I would have won $55 on, like, a 60-cent parlay. But of course, no.
And all he would tell you is keep the main thing. The main thing is about winning. That's what he would say.
Yeah, but I'm not placing any bets on the Eagles at the Super Bowl. It's going to be Chiefs focused.
Hopefully, you lose money.
I hope not. We'll see though. Andrew Lay, the Oscars are a joke this year. Amelia Perez took me multiple days to finish such a trash musical, and R.I.P. Dune 2. Can't wait for the award season to finish. So
I agree with that comment.
You didn't even see Amelia Perez.
not Amelia Perez, but the
it's not a comment.
No, he said the Oscars is a joke. I agree with that sentiment. This year,
Marv, Marv, you've seen 2 of the 10 movies.
I'm not.
That's like when in 2015 when people were complaining.
I don't feel like this year. For example, hold on. I'll give you a good analogy. You listening? You listen? Hold up.
We're freezing up.
Wait till it passes over. The signal's bad. Hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Marv, we're waiting for you to talk.
You didn't hear me. You didn't say anything.
You're cutting in and out.
Hello, can you see me?
I can see you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're frozen. You're frozen on my end. So I don't know if you're saying anything or not.
You said a horse in the race, and then you were going to give me an analogy.
What? Oh yeah, I have an analogy for you. So the draft is this April, right? Now, everybody, listen, hear me out. I have an analogy. I'm hearing you. Don't be rude. I wouldn't. Okay, listen.
You're the
so they're calling this a weak quarterback draft. You hear me, right? They're saying it's a weak quarterback.
I'm listening.
Okay, that means. Let me finish talking, right? So what that means is, even though there are going to be quarterbacks taken, right? It's still like you're like, dang, it's not as strong as years past. That's all I'm saying. These entries into the Best Picture nominations they're kind of underwhelming to me from just attracting me to watch the show, not the movies themselves, but the show itself. I don't feel like we have that big, like there's no La La Land, there's no Inglourious Bastards, there's no like perfect storm of movies this year. That's what I'm saying.
What are you talking about? They nominated Wicked and Dune Part 2, which were huge movies.
Dune is huge. Wicked, all right, you got me with that one. But besides that, what else?
It's almost made $1 billion.
Yeah, but listen, when you had Django, Les Morale, whatever that's called, Lincoln, what else they have that year? Hold on. What else did they have that year?
Les Miserables.
I said that one already.
Oh yeah.
Zero Dark 30. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you had all these heavy hitters that everybody's excited about. I don't feel that way this year.
All those movies, yeah, but the mid-budget genre in theaters is very difficult nowadays. It's not the movies. You just got to watch the movies. If you actually watch them, you'll know that it's a great year. I mean, you didn't like The Substance, but the fact that a horror film with an insane ending got Best Picture. Conclave, a movie that delves into politics and religion seamlessly. I know Sergey wasn't a big fan of The Brutalist, but the fact that they were able to make a $10 million budget movie feel like a $100 million budget movie is insane. And that's also a film that you don't see anymore. I mean, for decades. Enora, a film that I think you would like, Marv. It's very sexy. It's funny. It's broad.
I have that on deck to watch with Cuckoo and Heretic.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. I mean, like the only one I would say is weaker is A Complete Unknown, but that's also a movie that it has been bringing in money, and a lot of people do seem to like it. Just something I'm not a big fan of in the slightest. I think, Sergey, you weren't really a fan of it either, right?
Which one?
Complete Unknown.
It was all right. It was a solid like biopic. I'm not a fan of the genre to begin with, but it was all right. Kind of stepped outside of like the formula that it usually uses for biopics. So
a little bit, yeah. But yeah, actually, it's a hot take, but I actually liked Amelia Perez.
I did too.
Saw it twice.
Do I think it deserved like 13 nominations? Probably not, but I wasn't expecting it to get all that attention either.
I was, just because it made sense, and like it's one of those things where in every category I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like sound wise, like it does sound good, and there was clearly a lot that went into the sound mixing. Of course, it's a given with the songs, the score, the acting, because the acting is really good. I mean, Zoe Saldana did such a great job. Yeah, it made sense, and I do think that as an alternative to Wicked, hot take, but yeah, I'll take it. Also, Andrew Lay says, I've also been watching a lot of classics while catching up with the Oscars, and I've got hot takes. Memento and Kill Bill are amazing, while Pan's Labyrinth and Hereditary are mid to mid. That is a hot take. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth, easily my top 25. Hereditary, hands down, top 100. Love both. Kill Bill, it took me several viewings, but now I like it. And then Memento, I think Memento's in, I think all three of ours top 50 at least.
Yeah.
I know it's even higher for you, Sergey, than me, but it's definitely top. I think it's top 40 for me. And Andrew Lay also says, I'm on my Alien franchise streak too. Can't believe I've never seen them. Oh, wow. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on like the later ones that Ridley Scott did, because those are pretty divisive. Pretty divisive, I feel like. Especially
are they still planning on doing that TV series?
Yeah, it's coming out. I think it's the spring or summertime. It's the same creator that did the TV show Fargo, so I'm pretty excited because he.
So that would be like a complete origin. That's like at the very beginning.
I believe so. Yeah. So I'm excited. Connor Holt says Borderlands FTW. These two need to watch Borderlands.
No, thank you.
Joe is in the chat. Hey guys, just checking in now. Plane crash in Philly on news now. Yeah, man. Hopefully you're okay. We were just talking about it actually right before we started streaming. I think Marv, you actually were one that first sent it to me, and at first I was like, I thought it was the crash that happened the other day, and I was like, this didn't happen in Philly. But then I looked closer and everything. I was like, oh no, this I guess did happen. So yeah, prayers and thoughts to everyone. It's a shame. So Marv, are you up here? Were you at with the high?
No, I'm not high anymore. I'm like post high.
Oh, okay. You're just like
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're
Yeah,
frozen.
I'm fine. I was high earlier. I know the signal's bad here.
See, I kind of like it though because it really adds to the whole.
It adds to the high.
Samar, you were watching Gladiator 2. What else? What else are you watching?
You like that the signal's bad here?
When it came to certain things that we're talking about, it adds to it. Like when I was talking about how you're a Chiefs fan and everything, and then all of a sudden it froze. I was like, oh, this is perfect because he's probably talking, and because the signal's so bad, he's not saying anything to the audience.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm an Eagles fan. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. I'm not going for that. You know. Hopefully we win the game. Hopefully we win the game. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know you're like praying right now. I can tell.
Yeah, but I'm just happy for Jalen. I'm happy for the team. I just want them to pull it out. It'll be good. It'll be good for their legacy if they pull it out.
100%.
And then I'm going to party like it's 1999. Mm-hmm.
No falling off cars though, Marv.
Well, I don't think so.
Otherwise, I will haunt you.
How you're alive?
You never know, Marv. You never know.
Oh, I can't wait to party. That's all I'll say.
Joe says, good news, Marv. Since it's been a while, go Birds.
Go Birds, man.
Jalen Hurts is making me lose money.
He just wants to win.
Connor, oh, what a flawless masterpiece Borderlines were. Surprised Jack Black didn't get an Oscar nomination for his performance in that movie. Yeah, man, he really was. He was on like a totally different level, you know. Joe says, LOL. Andrew Lay, low-key preferred Joker 2 over Wicked and Amelia Perez. You know, Marv would agree with that, too.
No, I would not.
He's seen Joker 2 so many times. Marv, you've seen that like 20 times now, right?
I've never seen Joker 2.
Yeah. Let's see. I think for me right now, it would be Amelia Perez, then Joker 2, then Wicked.
That sounds about right.
Joker 2 is not a bad movie. I'm gonna stand by it. That's not a bad movie. Like, you remember that story? We got to see an early screening, so it was before it got a bunch of hatred when people were all of a sudden like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's a musical!" And it's like this was something that was established years ago.
It's not a bad movie. It's just not a good musical.
Yeah, it has its issues, but it's undeniably very well shot. Like the cinematography, that opening scene in the prison cell when they're establishing it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I have not started the morning show just yet, Marv, but I am planning to hopefully within the next month or so. I recently started the show Invincible. And then I also started watching the show. Have either of you seen the show Louie?
Oh, yeah. A really good show. Yeah.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Dude, the opening episode when they were taking the bus and the bus driver just takes them all like where they can't go, and then he can't deal with Louis, and so he just stops the bus and just walks away. I'm like, yo, this is insane. I'm like, what a pilot episode, so good. So I saw the first 3 episodes last night, but I'm liking it so far.
I'm on season 3 of Veep right now. I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. I also want to start watching Severance. I heard that was pretty good.
I still need to watch that too. That's another Apple show that I need to watch, similar to Morning Show. How do you who's do you think your favorite character for Veep?
I don't know, Mike maybe.
Oh, Mike's good.
Jonah, not so much. I know he's like your favorite.
Yeah, I love Jonah. He's
Jonah.
Jonah has quite the arc, and all I will say is that show mirrors politics perfectly. It's a great show. It really is. And it's also hilarious. I don't know. There's just so many moments in that show that I just find myself cracking up with. But yeah, Shaun the Sheep. I'm also watching that. I think I'm only on episode 19. It's 7-minute episodes though, but it's very good. Sergey, I know you and I both saw the film, and it came before it, but it's similar. It's 100% visual storytelling. It's laid back, but pretty funny, and I love the claymation, and it looks great on Blu-ray. And then movie-wise, 2025 movies, I haven't really been keeping up with. I always find myself the last couple months. I mean, not the last couple months, beginning couple months of the year. I'm just like, I feel drained from all the movies where it's like there's just constant bombardment of, oh, I gotta watch this. So it's like, okay, first couple months, let me just relax a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I just catch up on TV shows and just do my own thing. There's not a whole lot out anyway. I think the Steven Soderbergh film was the last thing like we saw.
Yeah, Presence. Yeah,
nothing else has really caught my eye.
Yeah, it's gonna sound silly, but Dogman I actually do want to watch, but that's because I'm a dog owner. So I'm like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, the animation seems kind of nice, and I don't know, it seems like something I could probably relate to. But Paddington 3's coming out as well. That I'm excited for. And I know anybody that's Marvel fans in the chat, if I have to choose between what is it, Captain America 4 or 5 or Paddington 3, I'm gonna watch Paddington 3, hands down.
Well, Captain America 4 is going to be terrible. So
you keep saying that, but watch, it's going to be like the best of the 4.
Well, I got to see it to believe it.
4. But it's going to be the best of the last.
It's going to be the best Marvel movie since the last Marvel movie.
It's going.
Well, that's not that hard.
It's going to be as bad as Doctor Strange 2.
That was bad. Almost caused me to start drinking.
Can't be worse than the Eternals. Can't be.
Hey, I think it could be. We'll see, though. I hope I'm wrong.
That's a good question. And this will get audiences also to talk. What is the worst MCU movie? We'll start with you, Mark.
The Marvels.
You're going to say something like Avengers Endgame or something. I know.
The Marvels.
The Marvels?
Yes.
Really?
That is the worst MCU movie.
Interesting. What about you, Sergey?
I think the Eternals. I don't think the Marvels is as bad. I mean, the last Ant-Man movie is pretty bad too, but I don't think it's the Eternals was just eternal. Like I couldn't wait till that movie was over.
It probably didn't help that it was also, I think it was like 2 hours and 38 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was. It was insane.
It was difficult to sit through that movie, but I think what elevated it, and when I say elevated, I think I gave it like a 2 or 2.5, was that it was somewhat ambitious.
Yeah.
But something like Ant-Man, is it 3 or 4?
3.
Whatever the newest one was, Quantumania, that one I think might be my least favorite. I hated that one. Like, that was just watching that, I was like, it solidified everything that I was worried about, which is that they really don't have a plan. They're just making it up as they went along. And it worked with phase 1 and 2 because it led up to Endgame. Something like this, that just doesn't seem to be a roadmap. And I feel like that film of all films really showcases that.
Doctor Strange 2 and Thor Love and Thunder are pretty low for me too.
Those were bad. Oh my goodness, those are really bad.
The Marvels is worse.
I don't know, man.
I have no memory of that movie, so I don't even know.
I just remember the Marvels thinking at the beginning where I was like, oh, I might not hate it. And then it continued and I was like, no. That's just my memory of it. Also, Andrew Lay says, also shake my head from the Academy for Luca Guadagnino besides Denis Villeneuve. Challengers and Queer are amazing. I agree. I mean, I love Queer. I love Challengers. And Denis Villeneuve, he didn't even make my top 5 directors, though I do think that he did a great job directing Dune Part 2 for sure. But I would have, if I had to choose top 5 directors, I would have gone with Luca Guadagnino for Challengers. With what he did with that film, it's fantastic. Andrew Lay says Severance is a masterpiece. Yeah, we both, Sergey and I both want to check it out. I forget, Marv. I don't think I asked you. Did you check out Severance?
I don't think so. No, I did not. I watched Subservience. That's what it's called.
With Megan Fox?
Yeah,
Of course you did. Of course you did, Marv.
I love that movie.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah. You got
But
me
not
there.
a Nora.
So we'll see.
Connor Holt says, I'm currently on a quest to watch all of Charlie Kaufman's movies. I'm glad to hear that, man. He's someone, there's, I think, one or two more of his films I still need to watch. But I was thinking about actually making an exception. And normally I do director rankings. I was thinking about actually having where there's this exception where it's writer. Because I do love Charlie Kaufman quite a bit. And I would love to talk about his films. Just difficult to rank them, you know. Connor Holt also says, I was so excited for Paddington and Peru, and I'm definitely going to it instead of Captain America. Happy to hear that. Yeah, Captain America, I usually avoid trailers, but that trailer has been bombarded, man, everywhere, and it just won't stop. It won't stop. And I'm just like, oh, gosh. I feel like they're spoiling the whole film at this point. Connor Holt also says, dude, I believe The Marvels was Chad's favorite movie of 2020. 100%. It was better than Oppenheimer. Can't wait for someone. I can't wait for someone to take that out of context. If I ever become a big YouTuber, that's the people are going to go back and be like, see, he said The Marvels was better than Oppenheimer.
You're wild.
Marv, I don't actually think that Oppenheimer was my favorite. You know that. It was both of ours.
You're still wild.
And then Poor Things is my number 2. And then I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my number 3.
Where's Killers of the Flower Moon at?
It was in my top 10. I loved that movie. Still waiting for a Criterion, but hopefully we'll get it soon.
Get it soon. Get it soon.
Sergey, are you going to be partaking in the Criterion sale that's coming up soon?
What, in July?
No, they have on the Criterion website I think it's early February. They usually have a like a sale on the website itself. It's like 50% off.
Probably not. I think I'll wait till July. Got a lot of expenses coming up in the next 2 months.
Good point. Good point.
I was watching Mission Impossible yesterday.
Which
The
one?
last one?
Yeah.
Pretty
And
good.
I actually have a very big hot take.
Oh gosh.
You ready for
We
it?
need to
Chad?
start drinking more for this. Am I gonna break my 28?
If you don't want to hear it, I'll be quiet.
No. I am always down to. You know what? Connor. I'm gonna get to your comment in a second. All right. Here we go. All right. What's up?
I think the script is terrible.
Because they didn't have a script, Marv.
Yeah.
I was just watching it, and I was like listening to the dialogue, and I was like just going over the plot as the movie was going on. And as you guys know, I've said I watched the movie over and over again, and I still loved it. I was enjoying the heck out of it yesterday. But I keep rewinding certain scenes because I love movies like so much that like I have to sometimes I just can't get enough of them. So I just keep rewinding some of the same scenes right after as they played out, and I had to just key in on certain things that was said and things that was going on. And I was like, wow, I think this is this hot or is this trash, right? And I was say it again. I'm listening.
I don't think it's trash.
Hmm.
I think it's pretty amazing the fact that they pulled it off with a script.
I'm not talking about the movie as a whole. I'm talking about the script itself, just the script.
I don't think the script is bad.
Because I was like, I don't know, Chad. Like it was really the dialogue. The dialogue was like making me laugh. Like I was like, I'm trying. Let me see if I can quote it. He was like, he knows he's afraid. Help me kill this thing. There is nowhere you and your God can't get to. I was like, huh?
You're talking about the villain?
I was like, what Tom Cruise was saying. I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling this right here because I kept watching it, and the more I watched it, though, the more it was like, I don't know, like the spell was wearing off. I was like, And then but what you just said makes sense. They didn't have a script. So this makes sense now.
Yeah, they were making it up as they went along.
That's
Which,
what it felt like.
when I found out afterwards, I was like, that's pretty amazing. Because I've only seen it once, but when I was watching it, I was pretty impressed with just how brisk the film felt. And I mean, the set pieces are pretty amazing. The only complaint I have is that I do wish that there was more wide angle shots with the like crash that happened at the end, because there were a bunch of different cuts during that. And I don't know. One of the things I liked about Fallout was the fact that when they had those like big moments was that it was wide angle shots, so you could see that they did it for real. And they did it for real in this one too, but I'm like, why are you doing like closer up shots? Like, I don't know, it takes away from it just a little bit, but still a really good movie. And I'll probably rewatch it before the final reckoning in May, which is going to be sad, even though I know probably the ending. I don't know who, but he's going to pass the torch to somebody.
I hope not.
And then we're going to get a Mission Impossible spinoff.
Nah.
Mission Possible.
Well, here's hoping part 8 is really good. Hopefully they worked on this script a little bit more.
I mean, it has an uphill battle, man. I think the budget's like $425 million because there was like a lot of there's a lot of things behind the scenes with the strikes that were going on. So that was like pushing it back.
So Tom Cruise couldn't catch a break.
Unfortunately not.
I feel bad for him, man.
It still looks good though. I mean, I'm very excited for it.
Tom Cruise worked so hard.
But dude, he might be getting an Oscar in a couple years too, because he's working with Alejandro Inarritu Gonzalez. That's such an odd pairing. I am all for it, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm glad that he's getting away from a franchise.
I think that he needs to work with Kevin Smith.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What you said? Who
Kevin
was it?
Smith. Why would he work with him?
Tom Cruise and Kevin Smith. That's what I want.
I hope I misheard you. Why those two?
Well, I love Kevin Smith and I love Tom Cruise.
I like Kevin Smith.
I love Kevin Smith. Like, I adore Kevin Smith. And I would love to see Tom Cruise tap in with Kevin Smith. That'll be great. I think that you're sleeping on Kevin Smith right now.
Dude, I've seen all of his movies.
So what's the problem? Why can't he work with Tom Cruise?
I think that, and I'm saying this all due respect to someone that likes Kevin Smith, he hasn't done a good movie in 20 plus years.
That's
He just had a bad movie come out last year.
What movie was that?
I don't remember. I didn't see it.
He did Yoga. What is it? Yoga Hoosiers?
Yeah, that was not a good movie.
That was good. I like.
He also did Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, I think it was called, and then he also did. What was another? There was another one that he did that was part of that whole universe post Clerks too. I forget the name of it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's had a rough decade or so, I would say. So I mean, I still need to watch the 4:30 movie. So hopefully that's good. I missed seeing that in theaters.
What I would hope is that he can get with Neon or something like that. He get a nice $20 million budget. And, you know, Tom Cruise says, yeah, man, let's make a movie. That'll be great. Just write anything and let's just do it. That'll be awesome.
Now, would it be an action movie? Would it be a comedy? Like, what would it be?
I think it should be a comedy, actually. Tom Cruise is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, he was great in Tropic Thunder. So yeah. All right, I mean, okay, I'm seeing your view a little bit more now. I don't, as Tarantino would say, I don't reject your hypothesis.
I think Tarantino needs to tap in with Denzel and make something happen.
Well, he keeps pushing back what his final film's going to be. So.
Because he's being weird. All he has to do is tap in with Denzel. All he has to do.
By the way, let's get to... I didn't forget about your comment, Connor. Let's see, where is it? Connor said, hope someone screen recorded you saying that The Marvels was your favorite movie of 2023. You know something, with today's day and age of the internet, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Then I get canceled. I'm kidding. Connor Holtz. Oh, that'd be very easy. Connor Holtz, spread the news, guys. Andrew Lay, 2024 was a big year for horror, hands down. Good thing they recognized The Substance and Nosferatu for a bunch of knobs. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, I would say horror. For me, it went from like solid to like great, of course, with The Substance. But overall, it was just very nice to have a lot of solid picks for horror films. Like usually, I find myself, seeing a bunch of horror films where it's like, really? But make sure there was just such a variety that it was nice. And also, there was also films where it just so happened that they came out around the same time, and you got to choose which one you wanted to watch, even though they were very similar. Like, what was it? The First Omen and Immaculate. Like, those two are very, very similar. But, the varying successes that they had, it was cool that people could watch those. Also, Andrew Lay says, A Different Man isn't technically a horror, but I consider it The Substance, but for men. I was thinking about The Substance, and I did think that it was interesting how those two films are similar in regards to the themes they're tackling, but it just goes to show that it's all about the directing because they handle it in very different matters. But I liked Different Man. I could see myself rewatching that down the line. The makeup was great. Big year for Sebastian Stan. I'm a Stan for Stan. Yeah, I was so happy to see him get nominated for The Apprentice. I was like, yes. And same with Jeremy Strong as Roy Cohen. Like, I'm like, that's so cool. Can't articulate, Marv. This is for you, Marv. Marv, I need them Eagles to win. Tell Saquon to run the ball every play. Marv prefers them to throw the ball, actually.
No, I don't. Run the ball 50 times.
Marv, you said you prefer them throwing the ball, right? See, guys, he said it.
Run the ball 40 times, and then Jalen runs the ball 15 times.
Joe says Substance Nosferatu is so good, hence top 10. Yeah, they were in top 10 for me as well. I mean, Substance was my number one. I loved that film. I'm probably gonna be rewatching it again next week to show some more friends. But oh man, cinema. I did not going into that film the first time. I was not expecting that wild ending. I was like,
I think I'm gonna have Dune 2 as my number one movie of the year.
It's fair. Can't articulate. I don't get how Wicked got best original score if them songs are basically covers of the original. Yeah, that's what Sergey and I were talking about. Like, I was fine with Amelia Perez getting an original score nomination because it actually does have a lot of scenes where it is instrumental based, so it makes sense. But something like Wicked, it was mostly lyrical music, and what little score we got, it's just I don't remember it. I really don't. And that's one of the aspects of filmmaking that I pay attention to the most is score because it means so much to me. But when I watch the second time, I'll be listening for it. Maybe I'll have a different change, but I doubt it. Connor Holt, the 4:30 movie is probably one of Kevin Smith's most tedious works. Oh, great. See, I wanted to see that's disheartening because the premise sounded interesting. It's just about a bunch of friends and their friendship and how they go to the movies. I'm like, I mean, I can relate. Should be fun. Andrew Lay, same. Can't articulate. Do we have any Chiefs fans in the house? Or any Swifties? Even though she's only on screen for like 10 seconds of a 3-hour game. Andrew Lay, Hans Zimmer deserves justice after they nominated Wicked for score. Yeah, more so Challengers, though, I think. Because we knew Hans Zimmer wasn't getting nominated because he wasn't eligible, but Challengers was eligible and it made the short list. But, let's get to Wicked. Oh, yeah, I think Steven Seagal and Wes Anderson should totally work together. Like, it's just totally... You know something?
Nah, Steven Seagal's too busy making a bunch of terrible Russian movies over there.
But you know something? Because I know, Sergey, I know one of the biggest things we disagree about is Wes Anderson's dialogue and how you're always like, it sounds like they are lobotomized. I mean, Steven Seagal, it kind of might work. It kind of might work. All right. Who has Wes Anderson's email? We gotta give Connor the credit though. Joe, Saquon going to go off again. MVP Super Bowl. What if he got like only 20 yards rushing? Like, could you imagine that?
That is literally impossible.
Never say never, Marv.
It is impossible.
What if he got injured after a couple plays?
He will not.
You guys would be cooked.
No, because our offensive line is still great.
We'll
That's
see, Marv. We will see. Is Saquon Barkley the reason why the Eagles have gone this far?
You're just an Eagles hater.
I'm not an Eagles hater. Marv, I just love messing with Eagles fans because you guys are so.
You already said you want us to lose because you don't want us to party. You said that already.
I did not say that at all.
You did so.
I just said you guys.
You said you're rooting against us because you said me being a casual viewer. I'm rooting for you guys to be put in your place. You literally said that.
That is not it at all. I did not.
That is the words you use. You typed them.
No, Marv, you just typed it. So I said a couple words, and then you added an entire paragraph back.
I didn't add that. That's all the stuff you said. You said
what
that.
I said was you guys take things too far. I didn't say you guys can't party. I never said that.
No, you said that you are rooting for us to get put in our place because you don't want to see us do what we did. That's what you said.
Right. I don't want to see people go to the hospital, somebody be in a coma and end up dying. I don't want to see that.
Mm.
You know,
that's like, not just
Sergey. Have you seen Project X?
No.
Oh, basically, I'll spoil the movie. It's basically a party movie where an entire neighborhood gets destroyed. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people spend all their hard-earned money on taxes and everything. You just, don't really want to see that.
Project X is one of my favorite movies. So just so you
know. Marv, it checks out. Believe me. It checks out. I'm not saying for the record, because this is audio and video. I'm not.
There was a party.
I'm saying don't destroy cities. That's all I'm saying. This isn't the Dark Knight Rises. Oh yes, you guys must destroy your city. Take your city back. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Bird Nation.
Bird Nation.
It's a great nation to be a part of. But you wouldn't know about that, Chad. You're a Chiefs fan and a Patriots fan and a Packers.
I am a casual viewer. I try to be as objective as possible, especially placing money.
Well,
all 50 cents to $1, but still.
Hope you lose some next week.
Listen, Marv, I've been giving Jalen Hurts chances. I had money down that he was gonna run for a touchdown. Guess what? He didn't run for a touchdown. I had down that he was gonna.
He did run for a touchdown. What are you talking about?
For one of the games, I'm talking in general. There was a game where I was like, all right, he's gonna run for a touchdown. He didn't. This past game, I was like, he's gonna try to prove his haters wrong by throwing the ball. He only threw 28 times.
That's still good. What are you talking about? It's one of his
Look at Mahomes. How many times does Mahomes throw?
He threw 26 times. What are you talking about?
Okay. In the last game?
Yes, 18 to 26 for 245 yards. You can look it up.
I will look it up.
Him and Jalen had the same yards that game.
I didn't bet money on Mahomes to do that though.
Doesn't matter.
Actually, that's a lie. I did.
You are showing your ignorance already.
To be fair, I had a lot more money down on the Eagles game. I only had, I think I had like 69 cents or something like that for the Bills and Chiefs game. But I think it was like $1.50 for the Chiefs Eagles game.
$1.50.
I'm cheap, Marv. What can I say?
So much
I want to have low stakes to make more money. What can I say?
If you want to make more money, you bet on Saquon getting 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Saquon I like. Saquon I had down that he was going to run for at least 100 yards. He did. Actually, pretty much immediately, like when he got that 65-yard run, I was like, there we go. Okay, I'm going to win my bet. And then when Jalen Hurts was starting to throw, I was like, okay, I think he could do it. And then at the end, he just ran. But I get it, Anyways, back to movies. Andrew Lay, Honora, and the Brutalists are just all right. Everyone praises the lead performance, but I actually prefer the supporting ones. Borisov and Pierce were great. Yeah. I mean, I like both quite a bit. I know Sergey really liked Honora, and the Brutalists, you would agree, is just all right.
Yeah.
I liked Honora quite a bit, and the Brutalists I loved. I'm actually probably showing a couple other friends The Brutalist next week, so it'll be 3 times in theaters. Even though The Substance is my favorite film of the year, I know it doesn't have a chance of winning Best Picture, so like my next default pick is like The Brutalist, where I'm like hoping it wins, but the likelihood of it winning, it's shaky because it's 3 hours and 25 minutes, or no, 35 minutes. So I feel like not every Academy member is going to watch it, but we'll see.
So you really like the second half of that film, its direction?
Oh yeah, especially on second watch, I liked it even better. Honestly, it flew by. I like the deconstruction of capitalism with that second half, and I think that I wasn't quite sure how to feel about the ending itself the first time, but once I knew what the ending was and I watched it the second time, I was like, okay, it makes sense. But yeah, I'm excited to watch it again though. Joe, Chad, we are just as passionate for our sports teams as you are for movies. I mean, look, when the Academy Awards happen, I don't go outside and it's not, I'm not like the lead character in The Substance at the very end. You know what I'm saying? I am very chill with that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. If there were people that actually at the when the Oscars happen, if there were people outside of the city, like I probably would not join. So I'm just like, all right, guys, just party, but
So if The Substance won and everyone ran out, you wouldn't be out there?
No, but what I would probably do is the next day at work, I'd probably be dressed up as Elizabeth Sue. Just as a joke. Everybody would be so confused. They're like, what is he? Why? What is he?
You can have a little paper mask on your face too.
Paper mask. I would have like corn syrup just shoot out.
Aren't you allergic to corn?
I am, which would make it all the funnier. Like people would be like, I'm so confused. What is happening? Joe, take too far, huh? Yeah, not every fan. For the record, I'm not saying every fan. I'm just saying that there's a party and then there's a Project X party.
Project X is what you want. It is.
Project X is right now on Cotman and the Boulevard.
No, that's
a mix of knowing with Project X.
That's Donnie Darko.
That's you know what? That's a good point, Tim.
Project X is what you want.
Joe, no one here is violent. I mean, I don't know, man. I saw the footage, and Marv and I, we've had our discussions. I won't say it on here, but we've had our discourse about it. I just think things need to be done respectfully. Party, just don't go on cars, and if you're going to go on top of a car, like nobody is Tom Cruise except Tom Cruise. You're probably going to fall off and break a couple bones, and if you don't have insurance, that's going to be probably thousands of dollars because that's our healthcare system. So, we had these for a reason, guys.
It's all about
Connor. And also, I just recently finished watching Anomalisa, and wow, absolutely fantastic. Been meaning to rewatch this. I haven't seen it in 9 years. I forget. Sergey, did you see this, Anomalisa?
It's on my watch list. I remember looking at the poster. I'm like, is this an animated film or?
Yeah, it's animated, but it's done with like puppets.
Yeah.
It's very adult. Like very adult. I do need to rewatch it. Joe, Chad mad because he lost a gamble. That's on you for gambling. Don't become an addict, Chad. $1.50 gamble. No, I am, and Sergey knows this especially. I am very, very cautionary with this type of stuff. So I'm the same person that when we did, Airbnb weekend last year, I was the person that went to a blackjack table, played a couple hands, was up, and was like, all right, I'm out. I was only up by like $30. And I was like, all right, I'm out.
That's going to keep going up, though, I feel like, every time we go.
It all depends on if you're up. If you're down, that's when it becomes an issue. Because then you're like, okay, I need to get back at least to what I was at. So, but don't worry. Joe, LOL. Andrew, I just remembered I saw The Handmaiden recently. Marv would love the girl on girl action, lots of it. He would love that, but he would not like how convoluted the story is. Because that's the type of film where it throws you into the world, and it's like you have to really keep up with it. It's a lot. I love it though. I really do. I was so annoyed looking back. I was so annoyed that South Korea at the time, they didn't want to put it in the international category, which kind of makes sense because of just how explicit it is. But at the same time, it's South Korean cinema, so it's like one of the big things that it's known for is being explicit. So it's like, come on now. It is what it is. Can't articulate the Brutalist score is so great. I have it on repeat since I watched it. Dude, I love that score too. Especially like the opening scene. That scene is incredible, man. Like, holy cow. It's like so claustrophobic and then just opens up when they get out of the ship. It's such an amazing scene. I was like, that's perfect. Joe, once again, you're stereotyping us with other Eagles fans who flip car, climb poles. I never, again, for the record, I never said that all Eagles fans are that way. I'm saying that some Eagles fans take it too far. It's just like, well, we won't get into politics, but you guys know what I'm going with that. Not everybody is the same, but I'm saying some people do take things too far. And, you know, it is what it is.
Best fan base in the world. Number one team in sports. Best fans in sports. Amen.
Wow. We're about to see if they're number one in the world in a week. Keep that in mind, Marv.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's a tie. It's a tie. And that's what the Super Bowl's for, to see if they are. And you know what? If they are, Marv, I mean, I guess I'll have to go to another state because Pennsylvania will be burnt to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Start the fire.
The fire rise.
Oh, that'll be a great day.
Where you see if Philly did burn down, where would you move, Marv? What state? Alaska?
No, I would go to Sillins Grove.
Where would you go?
I would go to Sillins Grove. Or I would just go to Westchester. What am I talking about?
No. Let's say Pennsylvania gets wiped off the map. We're talking apocalyptic. Like what happens is all the Eagles fans band together and just Pennsylvania is off the map. Now what do you do?
I would go to Boston.
Oh, you'll become a Boston fan.
No, I'll just go to Boston.
Oh,
I'll still be an Eagles fan.
They all go to Boston and they burn Boston down and just keep spreading.
Yeah, Boston. Believe it or not, it's some love for Eagles in Boston.
Oh, I mean, especially, well, is that still the case after the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
I mean, there's some people up there that's upset about it, but there's some Eagles fans up there. Apparently, a lot of people from Philly, they've like come to find Boston and they moved there. A lot of people from Philly moved to Boston.
I mean, that is a great game. Was a great game, I should say. Like, I still remember watching that, and I'm like, this is a dogfight, man. Like, it was good. It was really good. I will say, as a Tom Brady fan, as all you guys know, I love quarterbacks that actually throw the ball. I will say him not shaking hands was kind of like, dude, come on now. Come on. That was uncalled for.
Sore loser.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see because he's going to be one of the commentators, right, for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what he's going to say.
No, there's no doubt about it. He's rooting for the Chiefs.
You think so?
Yeah, he hates the Eagles. I know he doesn't say anything bad about them. He gives them their props, but he hates the Eagles as a whole.
Yeah, but isn't the job as a commentator to be as objective as possible?
He won't say it on air. I'm just telling you. I know he hates the Eagles. He talks about it all the time. He says like he cringes the Eagles because that he can't get that out of his head. He feels like he should have won that game.
I mean, it was a great game.
High
scoring.
He hates us, but he doesn't have a problem with Eli. Makes no sense.
Yeah, and Eli beat him twice.
Yeah, so how does he hate us but not the Giants? Makes no sense.
Film Kid says hello. Film Kid, welcome. Good to hear from you. Andrew Lay, thoughts on Mickey 17 trailer?
Oh,
I think I've seen the trailer a couple times. I don't really have any thoughts. Seems like it
Looks
could
fun.
be it could be a fun movie.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day-esque. Edge of
Mhm.
Tomorrow.
Hold on, I'll be
Marv,
back.
did you
Chad.
see the Mickey 17 trailer?
Yeah, it didn't look appealing to me. I'll be right back, Chad.
Oh, okay. Everyone, Marv's going to get his Chiefs jersey. Be right back. Film Kid, when I saw E. Perez second review from Chad, I found out he can't be family friendly. Sometimes that was just genuinely my reaction. Like when I saw it for the first time months ago, I was just like, I liked it, but I was like, I need to rewatch this down the line. And then by the time I saw it a second time, it was when there was just so much backlash. And I'm just like, dude, like, sue me. I'm gonna put this in the category of like Shakespeare in Love and Crash and Green Book, where it's like, just sue me. I'm sorry that I enjoy films. I'm sorry. Like, what can I say? If a film is well crafted, I'm sorry that I enjoy it. Boo hoo. And guess what? I'm probably gonna watch it the third time. Can't articulate. Mickey 17 looks all right. Hopefully, it's like Parasite, so we can see another Robert Storms. Well, the thing is, it's in English, so I don't think we're unfortunately going to see a Robert Storms rant. But what would be cool is last minute if Bong Joon-ho was like, you know what? Even though we did it in English, we're going to do the reverse of international cinema. We're actually going to dub it in like South Korean. That would be funny. And then they release it, and the Robert Storms like, I don't understand why Robert Pattinson has a South Korean accent. It's like, dude, just relax. Film Kid, I'm not sure if you're that much into music, but The Weeknd dropped an album today. So Sergey is actually more so the person into music. I dabble very, very little into music. I will say The Weeknd is someone that I've listened to some of his music. He's definitely talented, but I have not seen his album. I mean, listened to his album today.
Yeah,
What about you, Sergey? Do you like The Weeknd?
Yeah, I do. I haven't got a chance to listen to the new album yet, though. But I'll be checking it out.
Yeah, he's talented. Let's see. Can't articulate. Marv will be a Patriots fan like me. I could see it. And for the record, Marv is a huge Eagles fan. I just love busting his balls because not all, but many Eagles fans, they're fun to mess with. That's all I'll say. Like I have some friends that aren't Eagles fans, and I'll try to mess with them, and it's like, but then with Eagles fans, can just press a button, and it's like next thing I know, it's nuclear warfare just went off. It's like Oppenheimer legit. It's like, oh my goodness, what did I do?
So why don't you just say you're a Dallas fan?
You know something, Sergey? That's a good idea.
Back, wear a jersey next time.
You know what Sergey, you know what I should do? I should buy 31 jerseys for the other 31 teams, and each live stream I should just have a different jersey. That would actually be, I think that would be pretty funny. Film Kid, Parasite's getting an IMAX re-release. Yeah, and it's annoying because it's only being shown at 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, come
That's
on.
fine.
Well, you'll be fine, Sergey, because you're a night out. But me, I'm like 10 o'clock. I'm like, my goodness, how am I going to make that? Can't articulate. I had the Eagles beating the Patriots that Super Bowl, so I wasn't too salty about it when the Patriots lost. Honestly, that was a pretty good bet because if I'm not mistaken, that Super Bowl, I think the Patriots were favored, so I'm sure that you probably won a bunch of money. Connor Holt, I wonder if there are any religious Christians ranting about The Forge not being nominated for Best Picture. LOL. I would not be shocked. That was a movie I was going to see in theaters, but I still need to watch. From what I understand, it's not as bad as the Kendrick brothers' other movies, but we'll see about that.
Is there any Christian ranting about Conclave?
I don't think a lot of people in that like circle have seen Conclave, but when they do, they'll be in for a shock. Even though the ending itself is rather I don't know, it leans towards religious ideology. As someone that grew up religious, it's like I don't know. It's very. Without spoiling anything, it's a very interesting ending. Connor Holt, Chad is a big Kelly Clarkson fan. Oh, 100%. Film Kid, Chad, you might hear the album at some point because there's a film coming out later this year called Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is the same title as the album and the soundtrack and the album music. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I know The Weeknd had a track in what was it called? Avatar: The Way of Water. Beautiful track. So I wouldn't be surprised if he continues doing more movie-based soundtracks. Joe, God, please no Chad. Last thing on earth, become a Dallas fan, LMAO. I'm gonna Dallas Cowboys jersey. Instead of 31 teams, I'm just gonna have Dallas wherever. I'm gonna have like Dallas Funko Pops, Dallas posters, Dallas hat, and then all of a sudden, I'm also gonna start doing an accent. Like, you know something, Marv? Them Cowboys are gonna make the Super Bowl this year, and I tell you what, them Eagles probably ain't gonna never make that Super Bowl. Yeah, all of a sudden, that's for now on. That's gonna be all my reviews, and then that way, when I get new subscribers, they're gonna think I'm from like Texas or something. Joe, your wife would murder you. Yeah, you're not wrong. She's a pretty big Eagles fan, so you're not wrong. But you know something? Sometimes in a marriage, you gotta test it, Joe. And that would
and then later you're like, I went too far. As you're standing outside with all your stuff.
When we're splitting everything. What do you mean you don't want half my Cowboy stuff? Can I have your Eagles stuff? I want to use it for target practice. I'm kidding. Film Kid, if you wait 2 days, it's getting released at 12:45. 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. Ah. Am I free Sunday? I do not know. That's good to know. See, it's tough, though, because I want to see an IMAX, but at the same time, I do own it on 4K. We'll see. Andrew Lay, now that Marv is gone, I saw Reservoir Dogs and thought it was better than Pulp Fiction.
Hey, that's my favorite Tarantino film.
Sergey would concur. Pulp Fiction I like better, but Reservoir Dogs I quite like, and I will have to say this in regards to defending Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs has the best Tarantino physical media release, hands down. That Steelbook where you remove the slip, it removes the ear.
I got that.
It's genius. Absolutely genius. Like, whoever thought about that, give him a raise. Brilliant. Film Kid, I'm a Christian. I've seen Conclave and I love it. I'm glad to hear that, man. There's some people, actually, the twist got spoiled for me because when I was scrolling on Facebook, they had, one of those 30-second clips. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of curious to see what, some people are saying. And one of the first comments just said something. I'm like, well, that's just great. Thank you. And I'm like,
you just really love to spoil movies for yourself, don't you?
No, I was very curious to see what people were saying. Because keep in mind, like the trailer, it was a trailer that I'm trying to think. I think it came out like a month. Like the TV spot came out a month before the movie. So it's like, there's not going to be any spoilers. If anything, it's just going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Or, oh my goodness, Ralph Fiennes is an incredible actor. I wasn't expecting someone to be like, this is insert propaganda. And then it's like, huh? What? And then you watch the movie and you're like, it's not that at all. It's just clearly media literacy is kind of down. But yeah, because I don't know about you. Sometimes I'll get ads on like Facebooks and,
I don't go on Facebook except to read somebody's post occasionally. That is pretty out there.
Honestly, would make a great horror movie. All I'm going to say. Connor Holt, I'm pretty sure there might be a lot of Christians ranting about Heretic. That would be something. Yeah, if they do watch it, that would be something. Film Kid, what is it own movie? So he's starring in it. He's doing the music for it and also has Jenna Ortega and Barry Karen and the directors from the same Crowded Waves. Oh, cool. I mean, Jenna Ortega, I think, is quite good. And The Weeknd, I know he got a lot of hate for the TV show The Idol. But I thought for the character that he was playing, it was a decent performance. but I know that show isn't exactly beloved. But me liking something divisive, shocking. Can't articulate, same Andrew. I liked Reservoir Dogs more than Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I feel like, especially now, there's a lot of people that share that same sentiment, and I get it. I would say The Hateful Eight's up there for me now, which I was not expecting, but a decade later, I don't know. I keep coming back to it, and it just gets better and better.
Django Unchained.
Yeah, Django Unchained's so much fun. It's like a superhero western. So much fun. I wonder what Marv's doing. Is he watching The Substance again?
Jackie Brown doesn't get a whole lot of attention. I know he just got a 4K release.
Yes. I need to rewatch that. I've only seen it one time. Do you like that movie, Sergey?
I do, yeah.
I think the last time I saw it was let me actually see. I can actually check on Letterboxd. I think it was 2016, so 9 years ago. Jackie Brown's. Yeah, last time I saw it was January 27th, 2015. So I just missed the decade mark. That would have been a fun little 10 years ago type thing to do.
Yeah, just a little too long.
I've heard that. Can't articulate any February movies you're looking forward to. Sorry, I'll let you take this first.
February. So Paddington comes out what, late January? Or actually now, right? It's already out.
So it comes out technically the 14th, but there's an early screening for it on the 8th.
Okay.
The Monkey's coming out. I'm looking forward to that.
You're watching Flight Risk, right?
I was gonna see it in theaters, but I might just wait until the library, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's originally it was a movie that I was gonna watch as like a doubleheader where it's like, oh, I'm already at the movie, so I may as well watch it. But actually going to the movies for that movie, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm passing.
Yeah.
Love Hurts, I might check out in theaters.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I'm not sure what else is coming out.
Let me quickly look at on the app. Captain America 4.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to wait to see what people say about it, but I feel like people are going to trash it regardless if it's just okay.
It's the worst thing ever. It's the best thing ever. Let's see. I'm Still Here. I mean, it's technically a movie from last year, but that's coming out. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's that many February movies coming out. I see a bunch for like March, like Black Bag, Novocaine, Mickey 17, but I'm not really seeing any February movies.
No.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a lot of re-releases. Like Harry Potter's coming back, The Forge is coming back.
Yeah. Cowboy Bebop, the movie, Hellraiser.
Yeah, honestly, Hellraiser getting released is pretty cool because I think that's the Hulu exclusive one. So the fact that it's coming in theaters is pretty cool.
That was the last one that came out, right? A couple of years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
I actually like that one.
I wasn't a fan of the cinematography, but I thought it was decent. Let's see. Andrew Lace says last time I was in the chat, I said I would watch Barry Lyndon. Saw it. Every frame is $1 million painting, deserving of a spot in the museum. 100% agree. Happy 50-year anniversary, by the way.
Where's that Criterion at?
The Blu-ray is immaculate. So the 4K, I can only imagine what that would look like. But I do want to watch it this year. I was supposed to watch it last year after I rewatched The Killing. But that's one of those films where I know it's a masterpiece, but similar to Amadeus, those are two films I think are perfect. I think they're incredible, but I have to be in a certain mood for them.
Mm-mm.
He's back. Marv, is that juice? Is that 100 grams of sugar?
It's coffee.
You're drinking coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love coffee.
How do you drink your coffee?
Cream and sugar.
Pretty sure. Perfect opportunity to make a reference to Airplane, but we'll let it pass. And Sergey knows where I was going with it. Andrew Lay might see A Clockwork Orange next. I think you'll love it. I remember Sergey was getting ready to see it, and I was like, fingers crossed, I hope he likes it. And he ended up loving it. So I think you'll like it. So. It's a great film. I love William Friedkin because even though The French Connection won Best Picture, I think I could be wrong here, but he either said it on stage or afterwards. But I think in his speech he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm glad that you guys got this for me, but honestly, Kubrick should have won this." And I was just like, because it was such a controversial movie when it came out. So the fact that he said that, it was like, dude. But it's aged well in regards to his comment. So. Can't articulate. I wish my library had Blu-rays. Probably would have all been stolen by now, though. So my library has a mix. It's, of course, mostly DVDs, but there are a bunch of Blu-rays. And some of them you'd be surprised that the library would have. Like the movie Dreams was at my library.
Interesting.
Insane. It's like that of all movies is there.
How clean is that Blu-ray copy?
Very clean. You can tell kids have not touched that movie at all. Meanwhile, a movie like The Wild Robot, I was so glad that I was like the first person to get the Blu-ray because I noticed that whenever I get movies geared towards children, holy cow, those discs look like they've been through a grinder. I'm just like, holy cow, do you not know how to handle discs? Like, are you using it like to throw at people? Like, what are you doing here?
So you enjoyed Flow more than The Wild Robot?
I did.
Wow.
I liked The Wild Robot. I loved Flow though. I really did. I got more from it.
They're tackling kind of the same themes, though.
I mean, they are to an extent. I just think the way that the directing and just the writing, I was more impacted by Flow per se.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't think Flow was a little more repetitive and just like aimless?
Not really. I honestly thought that I think it's only like 85 minutes. I thought it flew by. The Wild Robot, it took me a while to get into because at the end of the day, it's geared towards a more mainstream audience, so it follows a lot of conventions, which is fine. But it was something that it took me a while to get into. But I see the appeal. I see why it's beloved. If it wins, I can see why it will win. But I am hearing rumbles that there is a lot of love for Flow, so I could definitely see Flow possibly winning, and if so, that'd be pretty cool because it's an international film, but at the same time, because it's 100% visual storytelling, it's like even people that don't like subtitles, they can watch it and appreciate it. So we'll see them. Andrew Lay, I'm seeing A Complete Unknown in theaters next week, but a lot of people like you guys seem lukewarm about it, so I don't know how to adjust my expectations since I actually enjoy the genre. You'll like it then. If you enjoy the genre, you'll like it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a 2-hour and 20-minute concert movie, and if that's all you want, you will love it. If you want a little bit more in regards to depth, which there is the argument to be made where it's like nobody really knew Bob Dylan, so the whole point is that you don't really get to know him, hence the title Complete Unknown. But at the same time, it's a very passive viewing experience. And I don't know. I thought James Mangold's directing was pretty average. So
I like Johnny Cash in the movie though.
Yeah, that was a nice little. I guess we would call it a cameo because it really wasn't that much screen time, but it was enjoyable. I for a second I was almost like, I wonder if they're about to make a cinematic universe of the music genre movies.
James Mangold's cinematic universe.
Joaquin Phoenix comes into frame, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. This just became Spider-Man No Way From Home. All of a sudden, Reese Witherspoon also comes on screen. It's like, wait a minute. Andrew Lay, I prefer Amadeus, best depiction of the sin of envy. That's tough. I love both films. I love both films. Which one do you prefer, Sergey?
Probably Amadeus.
Amadeus?
Yeah.
Also, last not last comment completely, but just last comment before we actually get to what the video title is, which is the collective top 100. We'll quickly look at it. Can't Articulate says, do you like Dexter Original Sin so far? I've been enjoying it so far. I look forward to it every week. I am not gonna lie. It's become a treadmill show. It's okay. It's fine. I think it's very well acted. I love the performances. I think they do a really good job depicting these characters that we've known from the original show, but a lot of it just seems like things that we already know, things that were established for eagle-eye viewers of the original show. So it just, I don't know, it just seems like more of the same, and the show's content with that, which is why I'm not like hating on it, because it's clearly set up that way for a reason. So I also just wasn't a fan of the fact that the villain is just, he's in the background pretty much for most of it, and then they reveal it in, what was it, episode 7 or 8 at the end, and it's like supposed to be a big surprise, and it's like, oh, okay. I don't know, for a show like that, a mystery show, that's not really something that I should be feeling. But I don't know, I'm curious. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, though. I really am, because at the end of the day, I want people to like Dexter, All right, now let me pull up. Where is it? Here we go. 1 second, boys. Gotta share my screen. Gotta show that I'm a boomer. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Present. All right. Here we go. So this is alphabetized. So Marv. Wait, let me zoom in. You're gonna love this.
They found out how to alphabetize it on here.
Yes. Marv, do you see that?
Yeah, I hate it.
See what number 1 is?
I said I hate it.
Now, Marv, Sergey and I, we've seen it recently. You haven't seen it, though, in like 7 years. So all I'm going to say is you should do your homework before next week's live stream.
I'd probably rewatch it.
Gets better every time.
It's like, it feels like a long movie, and it's always like a movie I don't watch too often, but then when you actually start watching and you're like, this isn't even bad at all. Like,
yeah, no, it's honestly, I find it a film that flies by the more I watch it. I mean, I saw
a lot of homage in my short film that I'm working on, just 2001: A Space Odyssey.
And that's understandable, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of, if not the best sci-fi films. So, yeah, we'll focus on 2001: A Space Odyssey first. So, Marv, make sure you do your homework. AKA watch it. I think it's on HBO Max. Because we'll be talking about it. We'll get audiences to also talk about it with what their relationship is. We can focus on like the filmmaking aspects. We can talk about the history of it too a little bit.
So you guys aren't going to watch it?
I'll watch it again probably. If I
Marv, I saw it last month. This film I've seen like over a dozen times, which I know is peanuts compared to how often you rewatch films, but for me that's a lot.
Did you like the sequel that they did after that?
I haven't seen it yet,
okay.
Actually.
Because I know Roy Schreider is in it, so I was curious to check it out.
So, one of our mutual friends actually saw it recently, and he said that it's good, but it sounds like it's almost like a Gladiator 2 situation where you just have to keep an open mind, where it's not going to compare to the original at all. So you just got to view it as its own thing. You'll like it.
Would you say that about Psycho 2?
Honestly, Psycho 2, it's not a bad movie, and I do want to love it because I love that idea of him coming back, and it's just like trying to live a normal life.
Yeah.
I wanted to like that movie so much. I really did.
What if you do a Chad cut and you just remove all the color? Does that fix the movie for you?
You know something? That would be. I would be curious about that. I would be curious if I were to watch that in black and white. If I were to like that much more.
I think there's like 2 other Psychos after that. Like I vaguely remember watching them. They
There's
get
a-
worse with each one.
That's also what I heard, which is why I only watched the second one because I heard some people talking about the second one in a positive light. So I was like, okay, let
Yeah,
me
I
give this a
remember
chance.
enjoying it.
But yeah, so we'll do 2001: A Space Odyssey first, and then Marv, you haven't seen 310 to Yuma, right?
I have seen 310 to Human. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, welcome. So that will give you something to look forward to. The first 2001: A Space Odyssey, then 310 to Yuma.
Can I
need to
just
rewatch
watch
three-
a? Can I watch a retrospective of 2001 instead?
You mean where someone breaks it down for 20 minutes?
Let's say in like an hour.
You're just gonna watch an hour?
No, I'll watch the retrospective. How does that sound? You're not watching it.
I saw it last month. It's one of my favorite films of all time.
I've seen it before too. I remember it. I remember it beat for beat for the
You
most
remember
part.
Beat for Okay, what's the opening scene?
The opening scene is when there are a bunch of gorillas beating a bunch of skulls. Or
You're describing Barbie right now. We're talking about
it. Barbie took that opening scene. You're not going to finesse me. I remember how that movie came on. I
See,
remember
Marv,
the black cell
did
phone.
2000 did Barbie take from 2001: A Space Odyssey, or did 2001: A Space Odyssey take from Barbie?
Barbie took from 2001.
But we'll never know because of what happens at the end of 2001: Space Odyssey. So maybe he went back in time or forward in time, and then actually gave Greta Gerwig the idea. And just saying,
It doesn't
Just
matter.
saying.
I don't like either movie, so you know.
Wow.
Marv, do you like movies?
I love
He
movies.
froze. He froze.
What's next on the list?
After that, A Clockwork Orange, the old In and Out. So you'll watch that.
You see, hold on. All
The
right.
Alien. We have a
Alien.
good. I think of the top 10, the only one that will be actually there'll be two films that will be a first. No, three. My apologies. Three that will be a first time watch for you: Apocalypse Now, Clockwork Orange, and Assassination of Jesse James by the Cal Robert Ford, which I'll rewatch because it's been.
And Back to the Future, but I hate this list. I hate it.
Wow.
I forgot. That reminds me. Let me add that because I was talking to Sergey. I have a list for you, Sergey, and then a list for you, Marv, of movies I want to show you. That's the movie. I was like, there's a movie that Marv hasn't seen, shockingly.
What?
Back to the Future was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I would rewatch all of these movies, even though a good number of them I've seen like a couple of months ago.
They're all. I love all.
American Beauty, Back to the Future, and Batman Begins. I have no problem watching, and 310 to Human, and Alien, for that matter. I'll gladly watch all of those. Everything else, this is going to be hard.
I mean, if you like filmmaking, you'll be okay. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Like Assassination of Jesse James by the Cal Robert Ford. That scene, the train robbery scene, one of the most beautiful shots in cinema. It's phenomenal. Like, you can tell me it's quote unquote boring or you don't like the characters or other stuff you'll say, Marv. But from a filmmaking standpoint, it's phenomenal. Or you'll tell me that the cinematography is terrible. I would not be surprised at this point.
You know what movie's awesome? The Hateful Eight. I want to watch that right
It's
now.
in here.
The Hateful Eight's great. Yeah, we have that in our top 100.
It needs to be.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, even though it snowed.
I know, dude. Where is it? Oh wait.
Man, you're
did
telling me I
he-
gotta rewatch Halloween? Oh my god.
I mean, considering this is a collaborative effort, this is a pretty good list.
No, so both Godfathers are in there? Okay.
I had to fight for Godfather 2.
Wait, Godfather's listed twice on there.
Oh, snap. Yeah, you're right.
Wait, so we a movie short?
I think we might be. It's the 2020 election all over again. Recount.
I want to recount.
But why, gosh? All right, so I guess that means we have to fill in a slot.
Uh-oh. What did we kick out last time?
You kicked out
Don't tell me Signs is getting back in here.
No.
you kicked out Signs. You got to bring Signs back.
We have to bring Signs back.
Yes.
I guess. Why is Unbreakable not in here?
Yeah, we have Signs, but not Unbreakable.
Signs is better than Breakable, in my opinion.
On what planet?
What about
Every
The Sixth
planet.
Sense?
Or yeah, even The Sixth Sense. Yeah.
I think that's a great movie. I still like Signs better. The Signs hate in this chat is criminal.
I did not say I hate Signs. I just think that if we're doing a best of list or favorites list, Signs. I guess we're putting Signs in. But I mean, I am happy that we have The Fly because I know Marv hasn't seen The Fly. That's a gnarly film. And I think
you know what I wish was in here?
what?
Better Luck Tomorrow. It
I
deserves.
enjoyed that one.
So that's one of those movies that I just love. I can't not love it.
All right, let's see. So yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, this is gonna, of course, take a long time because even if we were to, let's say, being unrealistic, let's say we were to actually watch a movie and talk about it per week, it would be almost 2 years. So I know that this is something that's going to take a while, but I think it's going to be kind of fun. It's almost like a movie club for the three of us.
You have to wear a different jersey every movie we watch.
That's Marv. You weren't here when I said I was telling Sergey and everyone else. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 31 jerseys for 31 teams, and each time that we do a live stream, I'm going to have a different jersey. So like Commanders jersey.
You know how much those cost? $100.
He's gonna
Not
go.
the- not the stitched
knockoff
one.
ones from Timu.
Yeah, not the stitched ones. That's just going to be the cheap ones.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. It's going to be the cheap ones for all of them except the Cowboys ones. The Cowboys one, I'm going to get it stitched.
Yeah, you can wear that one. I can never wear that.
Marv, we're going to get you drunk and high one time, and we're going to have that, like, you wear it.
Nah.
Well, it happened at Airbnb week, right? Remember they put all this shit all on his face.
Yeah, don't put
Exactly. Oh, I'm so buying a Cowboys jersey and making this happen.
Yeah, you do that.
Marv's gonna be like sober all weekend, and we're gonna be like, "What is happening? Why is he sober? Is he so worried that we might actually put a jersey on him? That's a Cowboys one." All right, so yeah, it sounds like a plan. Marv, your homework is next week.
So I get to watch a retrospective, right?
No, 2001: Space Odyssey. I'm actually gonna check my phone. I'm 90.
I've seen that movie already. I hate
7 years ago. What do you have to contribute? Sergey and I have seen it many times.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it.
I'll put it to you this way. If you watch a retrospective on 2001: Space Odyssey, that means, what movie haven't I seen? Friday. I'm going to watch a retrospective of Friday. Exactly. See my point?
I might still go through it because you don't want to watch Friday.
When did I say that?
You've said it plenty of times.
Oh my gosh, I never said that. If anything, I'm glad that it's on this list because it gives me reason to finally sit down.
You tried to vote it off.
Because there were some films where it was like, why is I think Silence of the Lambs was off at one point. I was like,
I love catch you up like this. Oh, it's just hilarious. I don't get it, Chadwick.
I'm saying when a film that I love is getting kicked off over another movie where it's like,
you're trying to stop yourself from disrespecting this film. Come on now.
I haven't seen it. I can't really disrespect it, but I'm saying Silence of the Lambs is Silence of the Lambs.
Well, you could you can take off 2001 and put Silence of the Lambs on.
We're not taking off 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I take Signs off.
Yes, I was going to say, I have nothing against Friday. I haven't seen it yet. I think actually Silence of the Lambs did make it. Yeah, I think it ended up getting voted on by audience members. So audiences for the win. But Marv, 2001: A Space Odyssey, HBO Max, it's on there now. So here you go.
I'll get high with my brother and watch it.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
I need something to keep me amused.
I mean, Marv, salute. That's the way to do it. Let's see.
Lord of the Rings.
Andrew Lay, whoa, I missed a lot from the top 100 series of yours. Seems like Marv's kind of jam. LOL. I mean, hey, it is a collective list, so I did want to get some of Marv's movies on there that Sergey and I were able to upvote. Some of them Some of them made me have to use double dosage of hymns, but it is what it is, you know.
You're such a hater. You're such a hater.
Hims does not grow as fast anymore. The amount of hair that you're ripping out.
The fact that Signs is back, but I mean, honestly, I'm glad that we added The Godfather and The
Part two
Godfather.
you need to watch anyway. So
Yeah. That means Marv will have to watch it too.
I don't mind watching that. I mind watching 2001. Can we vote this movie off?
No, we're not voting 2001 on Space Odyssey off, Marv.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna have Signs, but not 2001: A Space Odyssey. Are they really? And like Shyamalan over Kubrick.
Hey,
Just saying, we love films, right?
I love Shyamalan.
I like Shyamalan too.
I don't like Kubrick.
What do you have against Kubrick? What did the guy ever do to you?
we have The Shining on the list.
He was a
Yeah,
douche.
you liked The Shining, Marv.
He still was a douche.
A lot
Hey.
of directors are douches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's their
I don't-
job.
And
Look at
no, it's
that.
not their job. It's just Kevin Smith is one of the nicest people ever.
It's because he's high all the time.
That's not true. Even when he's not high, he's nice.
I know, I'm messing with you. Marv, you got the button right here, and I'm just like, deep, deep, deep.
John Singleton was nice.
R.I.P.
John Singleton. Nolan is a nice director.
Nolan's British. That's why he's like, oh, that's why. He's
QT's nice.
QT's nice, but I do love when he goes off on people. Like I
He
love.
goes off on, he doesn't go off on actors.
No. He's very respectable around actors. But Marv, have you ever seen the interview with the lady that was wearing? I think, ironically, she was wearing a Flyers jersey. She was critiquing Kill Bill because of.
I know, I saw that one, but she.
Why is there
deserved
so much senseless violence? Because it's so much fun, Jan. Get it?
it. She was an idiot. But
yeah, she was.
But like, I'm not talking about like she deserved that though. He was defending himself. I'm not mad about that at all.
No. I'm saying that's the Tarantino that I find like funny when he does that, or when someone, I forget what someone was saying, but they were trying to bait him with something with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he just said something that I use in my daily life, where he just said, "I reject your hypothesis." He just said that, and then left it at that. And the person that asked the question was like, "Oh, okay," and they just like moved on. I was just like, I mean, he has a way with words, like for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Andrew Lay, by the way, says Western was such a blind spot for me. The two in your top 10 here, Yuma and Jesse James, I haven't seen. My last Western was Coen Brothers' True Grit. Boring first half, amazing second half. Oh, that's a shame that you found the first half boring. I mean, I love it as a whole. It's easily one of my favorite Westerns. But, I know it's not for everyone.
Yeah, Yuma and Jesse James are like my top two.
I got an idea for a Western. You tell me what you think about it, boys. All right?
Tom Cruise Western?
No. Actually, yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I remember you told me. I was like, Marv, that would be good. But I don't think a studio will greenlight it, but I would like it.
Maybe Neon. But Tom Cruise
Well,
a lot of money. But hold up. Let me see if you remember what the topic was. Let me see. What was the premise? Go ahead. Spit it back to me.
I don't remember the premise, but I remember.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Come on. Remember. You got it.
No. I just remember the actors. Like I remember Tom Cruise. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think you wanted Denzel Washington in it as well, right? I know you wanted Tom Cruise. Because I remember that was.
I think I said Will Smith, but I'll go with Denzel if you want. No, I won't. No, I won't. You can't do Denzel like that. But that's a good idea. But go ahead. I'm listening.
That's all I got. I just remember that it was a Tom Cruise Western.
Pretty much a barmaid got raped and left for dead, right? So then she teamed up with a sheriff and his deputy, and she became a kind of like a outlaw, so to speak. And she hunted down the baddest man in the territory. And I thought Tom Cruise would have made a great villain for that. He would have been a great villain in that type of role, like this big bad outlaw. Since he's older, he could actually play his age. Is that hot to you? Tell me.
I mean, I would love to see him play a villain. And
put it to this way, I got you right here, Chad. He's Rooster Cockburn, but an actual villain, evil Rooster.
I mean, that's one of the things I liked about Rooster Cogburn was that he blurred the line between good and evil.
No. This is straight evil. He's
No. I think straight evil Tom Cruise would be something that'd be fascinating.
because he hasn't done it since Collateral.
And he was great in Collateral. Like that was great.
He was awesome in Collateral. I'm trying to tell you guys, man. That's his second act since he's about to be 60. What 4? Yeah, this is his.
Yeah.
60. Yeah. This is his second act. He can't jump off of helicopters forever.
I mean, I would not be surprised of him being like in Mission Impossible 50, and it's like at a resting home.
But I don't think I think Mission Impossible's done, man. I'm not, at least for him. They'll probably bring it back in 10 years, but he has to let it go. It's okay. He had a long run, but these last 2 movies are gonna be what stops it, just because it costs too much to make. Once you say 425, the last movie made 550, I think. So it's over with, man. I hope they just have a good final outing, and I'll see them in about 10, 12 years. With
what I'm wondering about, let me actually look this up right now. What I'm wondering about, because I know when Mission Impossible came out, it was just unfortunate timing because I think it was a week before Barbie and Oppenheimer took the box office by storm. So I'm wondering if the new Mission Impossible, if it has like no real competition. I'm hoping that's the case.
It does not.
It doesn't have any competition.
Not any real competition, unless you could count
Lilo
Ballerina.
and Stitch. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch and the Karate Kid movie. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. It should be fine. It should make it back. And then June we have Ballerina, which will probably bomb. And then How to Train Your Dragon is going to make a fortune. So, but that's going to be geared more towards younger audiences. So yeah, they have a wide open field. I think that they have like a month before 28 years later. And
what about Jurassic World?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I like Scarlett Johansson. She's one of my favorite actresses, but I'm about as excited as I am for Lilo and Stitch. We'll just leave it at that.
What about Thunderbolts? No.
No.
What about Sinners?
Oh, I'm excited for Sinners. I'm pretty excited for that.
The Monkey?
Yeah, I'm excited for the Monkey.
Love Hurts?
That's the one with
That's coming out in February.
Yeah.
Love Hurts.
It's coming out around Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's Love Hurts and Heart Eyes.
Hard Eyes could do well. I mean, as long as it makes $10 million, it should do well.
I think I might. I think that might be good. At first, I said no, but because I have a crush on Ariana DeBose, I'll go see it. She's the only reason I'll go see it.
You gotta watch Craven the Hunter now.
I'm not watching now. I refuse.
But she's in it, Marv. I heard she gives a great performance.
No, I'm okay. I will not watch the movie. I will not watch it. You know,
By the way, Can't Articulate agrees with you, Marv. I agree with Marv. Kick 2001 Space Odyssey out. Science is better.
Amen.
Speaking of which, Marv, when are you going to start using Letterboxd again?
Well, I don't really have the time to do it, honestly, because the tablet is usually left here now, so I don't really get the chance to like do it as much. But I will try to log it on there sometimes.
You should. I want to see the 50 times that you watch Hereditary a week.
I haven't watched.
Seeing is believing, Marv. That's my seeing.
I mean, you won't see it now. I haven't watched it in a while. I've actually, as far as watching movies, I've been trying to like watch movies on Netflix from 2024 so I can get my top 10 list ready. But as it stands right now, it's pretty much not set in stone, but it's forming itself as I'm watching things subconsciously. Because I already told you, like, Nosferatu's not going to be on there.
Alien Romulus will be, though.
It will not. Well, what is it? I tried to watch some earlier today called Time Cut. It was terrible. I had to cut it off. That's not going to be on there.
I don't think I've seen that.
So far, I have Dune 2 as number 1. I think is it Long Legs number 2? Long Legs would be number 2.
Sergey's favorite movie.
Ricky Stenicki at number 3.
Really?
And I told you I love that movie. I really I ate that movie up. I love that movie wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly, I love that movie. Actually, hold up. I'm sorry. No, I actually moved it. I have something else. Number 3. I have It's What's Inside in number 3. That was going to take the spot from Dune 2, but as I reassessed my opinion, I just felt that Dune 2 was just too strong of a play for number 1. As much as I wanted to give it to that movie because it's a character drama and that really is what gets me going, I just said Dune 2 just takes the cake. It just has to be right there.
Is
And
Furiosa anywhere on that list?
Yeah, Furiosa's top is my number 5.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, Furiosa was always going to make it. It was just a matter of would it get closer to Dune 2. But as I thought about it, I found those other movies, Long Legs, It's What's Inside, and what was the other one? Ricky Stenicki. Those movies I got a lot of enjoyment out of, like kind of like euphoric enjoyment. So I got great vibes from Furiosa. As Chad knows, I compared it to Lawrence of Arabia, like something like that. That director, his name escapes me at the moment. David Lynch, that's his name, right? Or David Lean. Lean. Is it? Yes, David Lean. Yeah, that's who made Lawrence of Arabia, right?
David Lean, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I told Chad that it was something of that ilk when I watched it. It was empty when I saw Furiosa, and I watched it. It felt like I was watching one of those 1950s epics. That's what it felt like to me. So, I love Furiosa. I love that scene that me and Chad love with the boomy knocker. I love that one.
Oh, that was a great scene.
Yeah, I love all of that stuff. But I got more. The other movies I just want to be more entertaining as a whole. As a whole, they were more entertaining. And as for the bottom 5, they're like some movies are right there, hanging there. But until I finish the list, I won't form them yet. But the top 5 pretty much is what it is.
Is Late Night with the Devil making it in there?
I have to watch that. I tried to watch it today, but I couldn't get it.
I think you'll like it, Marv. Sergey and I saw it together.
I actually have saved the spot for that, hoping that I would like it. So that for the longest time I was sure, I was guaranteeing it to myself that Nosferatu would make my number 1. I was sure of it. It sadly did not, but I
didn't think it would get your number 1 spot, but I definitely was like, I don't think you'll hate it, and I was right. Like you gave it a 7 out of 10, which is solid rating.
But I swore it was gonna be my number 1. I actually was like, that's why I didn't want to give Dune 2 my number 1 outright, because I was like, I feel like Nosferatu was gonna take it from Dune 2. Then I watched it and I was like, oh, absolutely not, hell no. But Dune 2 is
the mustache.
You said what?
I thought you loved the mustache.
I hated it. It disgusted me. What I thought he was going to look like what he actually looked like compared to what I thought he was going to look like, I was like so disappointed. I was
because you didn't really explain it. What did you think he was going to look like?
I just thought he was going to look like this, like scary looking deformity. That's what I thought he was going to look like. They built it up in the marketing so well. I was like, he's going to look so evil and crazy. And then just some bald dude, or some dude, he's kind of bald.
No, you're right. He needed him.
He looked more like Dr. Eggman than anything.
Yeah,
that's Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought that too. I was like, yo, they got Jim Carrey. But I was vibing with it because I'm into history, so I'm like, I mean, that's what the mustaches looked like at the time. So I'm like,
I was rocking with it, and then I saw him, and then I was like shell shocked for like a good 15 minutes because I was like, I don't know about this right now, because like his look disappointed me so bad. Then I said, I can't let look determine the movie for me.
So what you're saying, Marv, is we need to do a re-edit of Nosferatu. The mustache.
You gotta CGI remove the mustache, like Henry Cavill.
Justice League.
No. But I really liked Lily Rose Depp. I liked her a lot.
She was great.
She was very horny in this movie, and it was awesome.
Honestly, that's one of the big takeaways of 2024. We got a lot of horny cinema. All for it.
I loved seeing her do the thing. She was really sexual in there. It was awesome.
It's also good representation. It showcases that women can be sexual too. But I will say this with Orloff, guy's crazy. He literally is willing to try to kill millions of people just, to get a little action. Crazy.
It was nice to see her, vibrate. It was fantastic.
That needs to be in a replay. I like seeing her vibrate.
Yeah, she was awesome. But yeah, I got some things on the roster that I'm wanting to put in, like Fly Me to the Moon, Twisters, Bad Boys 4.
You didn't see Twisters?
No, I'm talking about movies that like I've seen that I'm thinking about putting on there.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I was like, you would really like Twisters. That's all.
But Twisters, Bad Boys 4, Fly Me to the Moon. What else did I see? What is it called? A Family Affair. You're gonna hate this one. Roadhouse. Roadhouse might have.
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be in your top 10.
Oh,
I love.
God.
I love that movie. I watched it 3 times that first weekend.
Have you seen the original?
No.
No, of course. Why did I ask?
You knew that.
Never
answer
watches
already.
the original anything.
I loved it, man. I love Jake in that movie. I just really enjoyed it, man.
I mean, Marv. I'm glad that you got enjoyment out of it, but there is a huge flaw with that movie, and that's the whole movie is hinging on the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal's character is needed in Roadhouse, and the scene where he's introduced to the Roadhouse, it's very clean. It's not rowdy at all. So it's like, why is he needed? You watch the original, the opening scene showcases a lot of rowdiness, people getting hit, bottles getting thrown. So it's like right away, it's like, oh yeah, Patrick Swayze's needed, man. This town needs him.
I've heard you say that, but I'll just take it on the chin. Like, that movie's awesome. I just like it. I think that Jake's awesome, man. He's awesome.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a great actor, but man, like that was such
and you can tell that he had fun making it. I loved it.
That's
I love
usually the case in every movie he's in. Like Southpaw, he's great. The movie wasn't that good. And then
I like
Ambulance,
Southpaw.
he was fun to watch, but the movie was terrible.
Hold up. What did you just say?
Ambulance?
That movie's terrible to you? What?
It's terrible. He's fun to watch in that, but the movie's terrible.
I see.
stand
This is
editing
where
on
I
that
would
movie.
agree with Marv. I had a ton of fun with Ambulance. Like it is
That movie's awesome.
It's cheeky fun. Like it knows exactly what it is. I mean, for crying out loud, they're doing an operation in a moving car. Oh wow, this is Marv's thoughts on Ambulance. Sorry, what did you do to him? You got him that angry that he's like, you know what? I'm out.
I could not handle the editing in that movie and all those terrible drone shots.
See, I liked the drone shots, especially a couple months after I then saw Gray Man, and I was like, ooh.
See, I actually like Gray Man more.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Ambulance, don't get me wrong. It's an insane movie. Like Michael Bay clearly was on a lot of, editing that movie. But I don't know. I was on the wavelength of that movie. And I remember Barb was like doing what I kind of do with you sometimes, where he's like, Chad, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna absolutely hate it. And I was like, I mean, I feel indifferent to Michael Bay at that time. So I'm like, I don't think I'll hate it.
I mean, I still have to watch Underground 6, so I'm sure the editing in that is way worse, but
Oh, dude, that's one of the few films where I actually I had to turn it off. Not turn it off. I had to leave the room because it's just the editing. Marv, 6 Underground editing. What are your thoughts on it?
Oscar level editing.
It's not the best.
It's terrible.
But it's a beautiful looking movie, though. Very well shot.
It's hard to tell, honestly.
It's really not. The movie's beautiful. That movie is beautiful.
Sergey, I want you to watch 6 Underground soon because it's incomprehensible with what happens. There's like a chase scene early on, and for the life of me, I do not know what they were thinking about with like editing. Like a lot of it felt like they had a second unit crew film stuff, like B-roll footage, and somehow it made it into it where it's like, what is happening? And they just kept it going. By the way, a couple comments. Adrian Lay says QT has some interesting takes recently. Love and Joker 2 a while back. Streaming movies nowadays are not cinema. Going into writing stage plays to pick the best one for his last movie. Yeah. I mean, QT has a lot of interesting takes recently, but that's what makes him. QT. Andrew Lake can't wait for Nolan's Odyssey 2. Sounds epic. Yes, all three. I will speak for all three of us. All three of us are excited for it. Andrew Lake says, anyways, I'm heading out. Have fun, y'all. Conjure me back. And if Mars starts purging Kubrick, I swore an oath to defend my Lord Stanley. Bootzilla, I haven't seen the original Roadhouse WTF. At least see that too, Marv. See? Bootzilla knows what's up.
We'll see.
If you like the remake, you'll love the original.
I'm not so sure about that, man. I'm not so sure about that. I actually have a thing. I think I might have told you this before, but like that movie came out in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, movies from the 80s I tend to not really enjoy that much. Not all the time.
But you haven't seen any.
First of all, I have seen movies from the 80s. I have seen a lot of movies from the 80s. And
you haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark and Back to the Future, but you've seen some 80s movies. What 80s movies have you seen?
Let me see. I've seen. Hold on. Give me a second. Like Pretty in Pink. Don't like that movie. Let me see.
You've seen Pretty in Pink, but not Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. I don't like. It's not a bad movie, but I don't like Heathers.
It's okay.
The Golden Child.
These are all winners.
You like The Golden Child?
I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah. See, I don't like The Golden Child.
The first Rambo movie?
I don't like that movie. Not, mind you, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I personally don't like it.
But you liked the newest Rambo.
No, I did not. You know I don't. You know I hate that movie. You watched it with me.
I know. I watched.
You like Rocky 4 at least, though.
Rocky 4? No, I don't. I hate Rocky.
Wow. Really?
I don't like any of the Rockies besides Rocky 1, Rocky
I was about to
6,
say.
Rocky 1, Rocky 6, Creed 1 and 2. And Creed 3 is okay.
Wait, why Rocky 6?
Rocky Balboa is awesome.
Really?
You never saw it? It's fantastic. I love
I've seen
that.
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia. Of course I've seen them all.
Rocky Balboa is incredible. I love that movie.
Okay.
That's my type of movie too, by the way. I love the way it's shot, the way it feels, the way it's edited. I love it all. Rocky 4 is just too cartoony for me.
Oh yeah, it's a propaganda. It's a propaganda music video.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
It's
Like the original Top Gun. I have no interest in Top Gun. Days of Thunder. I don't want to watch any of that stuff.
I mean, those are pretty much the same movie, anyways.
What about Scarface? You like Scarface?
I like growing up. Me and Chad had this conversation before, but Tony Montana was like an icon for my generation. Well, my dad's generation, which is going to pass down to our generation. So everybody grew up watching Scarface. I never liked it growing up, but I appreciate it as a gangster movie. But I like Goodfellas over Scarface.
That's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
It's just
Goodfellas is 90s, technically.
Yeah.
It was?
Scarface
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, you can say Scarface. Scarface is fine. Like, that's a gangster movie. It's one of the top.
We'll bump up those 80s movies because I don't know.
I mean, you've seen RoboCop.
I don't like RoboCop.
Really?
You don't like RoboCop?
Mind you, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't like it. I don't like the feel of it.
Please don't tell me you're going to tell me that the remake is better.
No, that movie sucks.
Almost had a heart attack. All right. I'll accept that then.
I'm trying to think.
So if I had a choice, only two movies, Ambulance or Gray Man, both are terrible. I mean, at least you like Ambulance better. Bootzilla, the only good thing about Six Underground was, I'm going to butcher this, Adria Arjona, and I think it's Melanie Laurent. Yeah.
That's good.
Bootzilla's calling you out. This is tough to listen to Marv chop down these movies. Do better, Marv.
I didn't chop them down. I have a thing. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean that it's bad or good, but it goes the same way for movies that you do like. For example, I like Halloween Resurrection. That movie is terrible. Okay, I know that's terrible. I just love it. It's awesome. It is literally one of the worst movies ever made. Like by far, it is that bad. That being said, I've seen it 100 times. It's just hilarious.
You've seen it 100 times, like actually?
Yeah, it's a childhood favorite. I just was showing it to my niece about a couple months ago, and she thought it was terrible too. But she loved it though. She said it was trash, but it was funny.
That's the one where it's like a reality show, right?
Some of those, yes, terrible. I know
Okay,
it's terrible. I know.
I do enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's enjoyable because it is terrible.
There's 2 Michael Myers in that movie.
Yes, it is hilarious. It's not good, Chad. But my point in saying that is that just because I don't like something doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that, like, personally, it just doesn't jive with me. That's all.
Fair. But we do need to get you to watch Back to the Future. And thankfully that and Raiders of the Lost Ark are on the list, so that will be
I still need to see Once Upon a Time in America from the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, that didn't make the list. Neither of you two hacks saw it. You know, I don't think you would. I don't think it would change your mind about the gangster genre, but the Brutalists definitely paid homage to it. I would say it's a mix of like the Brutalists with I'm trying to think. In some ways, Godfather Part 2. I'll get a better idea. If you say if Godfather Part 2, if it dips for you, like if you love Godfather Part 1, but then you watch Godfather Part 2 and it dips heavily, then I'll get a better idea on how you'll like.
I got a question for both of you. Would you guys go see a movie that was pretty much Goodfellas mixed with The Great Gatsby? Pretty much as Goodfellas mixed in the 1920s, shot in IMAX.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, why not?
No, would you like seriously? It's a gangster movie set in the 1920s, shot in IMAX. Would you go see it? Like it'll be looked at as like I don't know if you would call it a throwback, but it's like one of those like I don't know, like Hollywood spectaculars, but a gangster movie.
I would see it, of course, but
you don't see.
I don't know if the studio would greenlight it because
I didn't ask you that. I just asked you. I'm asking you why don't you sound enthused?
I mean, you need to know more about the story, kind of. But I mean, we'd see it anyway.
Well, no. I know that you don't like gangster movies, Sergey. So I understand why you probably wouldn't be into it.
I'd watch it still, though.
But why are you giving it pause, Chad? Do you not like gangster movies like that yourself?
No. I said I would watch it.
No.
I just need to know more. All I know is it's mixing 2 different ones, and that it's going to be.
Oh, this is no story. I'm just asking, like, if you saw a preview of, I don't know, Henry Cavill as a New York City gangster, and you had, I don't know, give me a good, what's her name? Ingenue? What's that? The Hollywood Ingenue? So Henry Cavill and Sydney Sweeney, he's the gangster, she's the, I don't know, the girlfriend or whatever, right? And I guess you could have William Dafoe as the big boss or whatever, something like that. And it was shot in IMAX. We want to say it was made by, I don't know, let's say Adam McKay. And it came out during award season, IMAX release, right? They did an IMAX release first for limited release for the Oscar campaign. You know, that final week of December thing that they do. And it came out IMAX, kind of how they do The Brutalist, right? IMAX, you come out and see it. Boom. What do you think? You think that you'll love it? Adam McKay, William Dafoe, Henry Cavill, Sydney Sweeney. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I like the director, and I like both actors to an extent, but they're not really individuals that when I see their work because of the previous films that they've chosen, I'm not exactly like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Especially Henry Cavill. After Argyle, I'm just like, I'm just kind of exhausted at this point. Sydney Sweeney, though, I think that I do give her respect for choosing some projects so that way she can then do like smaller work. So that could be interesting. I mean, I would watch it, but I'm not like ecstatic. I like the Western idea better, honestly. The Tom Cruise villain Western, that one I like better.
Yeah.
Hold up, Sergey. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I need to see like a 30-second teaser or something of how it's edited
You
and put
you
together.
can't
Like, I
you
can't.
can't visual that William Defoe.
No, I can't.
You can't.
You know, I'm something of a gangster myself.
I can see it. William Defoe. He'll do that. The scenery chewing thing that he does that you guys like. Henry Cavill. He just has that leading man charisma, something that a gangster would have in a movie. And then you have Sydney Sweeney, the perfect damsel, or Hollywood ingenue, as you would say. She would play the Marilyn Monroe role, you could say.
I wouldn't necessarily want Henry. No. I will be curious though to hear your thoughts Once Upon a Time in America when you see it. It's just got to be in the right.
4-hour movie though, and that's what always stops me.
It's 4 hours and it's not fast paced. Like I love the way it's paced, but if you were to say that it's glacially paced, I wouldn't be like, oh no, nonsense. It's like no, it's slow. But because I really was into the characters, I appreciated how slow and methodical it is. And I don't know. By the time it ended, there's a sense of melancholy to it that I really liked. But at the same time, I know you weren't a big fan of The Irishman, but The Irishman is similar to it in many ways. But The Irishman, do you think? Because I know we've discussed the de-aging. If they didn't have the de-aging, do you think you would have liked the movie potentially?
I don't think so.
Then yeah, it's gonna be a hard sell for Once Upon a Time in America because it's a critique of the genre. It's showcasing the downside of it all, and it's definitely not a film like Goodfellas where it could be misinterpreted as like this is so cool. It's like no, they make the intentions very clear with Once Upon a Time in America, where it's like
people misinterpret The Godfather too, though. So
and it's hilarious. Family over everything. It's like you understand that this is his downfall, right? Which is like that's what I love about The Godfather. It's like he tried to get away from it all, and he chose his family, and it ended up being the one thing that ultimately, by the end of part one, tore apart his relationship with, his girlfriend. So. It's sad. It's very sad. I think it's one of the best tragedies. But you are right because there are some people where it's like, oh Godfather, it's so cool. It's like family. You got the meatballs, you got the pasta. It's so cool. It's so awesome. Isn't it awesome? It's like I love the movie, but I think you're kind of looking at it surface level.
I mean, Scarface too.
Yeah, that's what I was debating about Marv. Like he was like, yeah, Tony Montana, he's so cool and everything. And I'm like,
did you finish the movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm like, did you finish it? Like the dude was abusive to his wife. Like he literally became unhinged and just out of control and everything. So you're not wrong. But I think Once Upon a Time in America, my point is that it's a lot harder for people to, have low media literacy with that film. It's very much so apparent. But I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. I mean, I know you like the director. I think he's 4 for 4 with you, right? The Dollars trilogy and then Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah. He has one other I think it's a Western.
Duck You Sucker. Yeah.
There we go.
I still need to rewatch that.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, we have a couple other comments. I saw Real Pain and enjoyed it. What'd you guys think of it?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite comedies of 2024.
Yeah,
I still have to see Jesse Eisenberg's directorial debut from last year. I heard there was mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I think this is the only film of his I've seen. I actually thought this was his directorial debut. So he actually did a film last year?
Yeah, with Julianne Moore and then that guy from Stranger Things, I think.
Oh, okay. I'll have to possibly check it out then. Yeah, because I thought that he did a good job.
Yeah, Karen Culkin was really good in this. Yeah.
Also, Wicked, and didn't like it. Performances were good, but the movie was just not my style. Not into musicals. I tried. LOL.
I just didn't like the look of the movie.
Ugh, yeah, it's very ugly looking. That's the thing. I've heard some people say, "Well, if you rewatch it, you'll like it," and I'm just like, it's very, very, very difficult for me if I don't like the filmmaking to watch it and to like it better. It's a lot
I'd-
easier. It's
I'd
a lot easier
rather-
for me to,
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather watch the original Wizard of Oz.
yeah, timeless classic that is gorgeous.
Yeah,
And 85 years later, actually almost 86 years later, it's
I mean,
think
pioneered
visuals are a lot
movies
better.
in color, right?
yeah. I think that was a huge misstep shooting digitally, because it's like you can say all that you want that you planted all these tulips and everything, but if at the end of the day, if you're shooting digitally and everything just has like a murky look to it, but it's supposed to be a wonderful land of Oz and it doesn't look like that, it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, man, at least in my opinion.
What do you think the second part will be? You think will be maybe slightly better? So now that they've set everything up,
From what I understand, now keep in mind this is people that are fans of the play, so it's like I know that they're gonna like it no matter what. But from what I understand, part two, it starts right off with like action, and it's very fast paced. Apparently, there's a lot of really cool twists from what I understand, and that it recontextualizes a lot of part one. I'm not really sure how though, because I feel like we already know most of it because we've seen The Wizard of Oz. But I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Going in with an open mind, but it's not like Dune Part 2 where I was really excited. Wicked Part 2, I'm just kind of like, I'll watch it, but who knows? Maybe when I rewatch Wicked, maybe I will like, and I'll be like, oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's the best movie of 2024. It's better than The Substance. It's better than The Bruce. It's better than all the Best Picture nominees. Maybe I'll say that.
so now that Denis Villeneuve has been snubbed again for Dune, you think that Dune 3 is going to do anything for him?
I think it will, especially if it's good, because I think one of the problems with Dune Part 2 is that Everything Ever All at Once, this is where marketing comes into play. Everything Ever All at Once, even though that came out earlier, they were re-releasing it constantly, like every couple months. So it was still one of those films where it was still in the discussion. Dune Part 2, for many people, it felt like it came out almost 2 years ago because they released it early in the year. And they didn't re-release or anything. They dropped it on physical media and digital, and they just kind of left it at that. But they didn't really gear up for marketing it again. And I know why. It's because Timothée Chalamet really couldn't, because he was focused on A Complete Unknown marketing for that. So I think that's what kind of shot it in its foot. It's why I didn't get as many nominations, in my opinion, as the first one. So I think the third one, if it sticks to landing and it's really good and it comes out later on in the year, I think we'll have a better chance. And I think Denis Villeneuve could, especially since there'll be a lot of discussion about, oh, he didn't get nominated for 1 and 2, but he's a great director. So
Would that be the last one? Because I know the book series goes on further.
it's the last one that he's going to be directing,
Okay.
which is also why I suspect that he would get a nomination. But I think that they are planning to continue afterwards, but Denis Villeneuve's going to be done.
Yeah, he should be doing other things at that point.
I agree. Especially because I rewatched Incendies and I started thinking about it, and I'm like, it's kind of cool that he does a lot of sci-fi films, and he's great at it. He's fantastic. But it's also nice to see his films like Incendies or Sicario or Prisoners, where it's like these really dark, bleak films that are geared towards adults. And that's not to say his other films aren't. They are, but there's just a sense of uneasiness to those films that you don't really see in his other films, and that's fine. But I kind of want to see him do that again at some point. But I'll watch whatever he does. If he were to just do what James Cameron's doing, which is just Avatar films for the rest of his life, I would still watch all Denis Villeneuve's Dune films. Last comment, and then we can wrap it up. Godzilla, gonna watch Nosferatu this weekend. Can't remember what you guys thought of it. Sergey was majorly disappointed by
I
this
did
one.
not like that.
He did not like it.
Visually, it's a great looking movie. The
Yeah.
tone is really good. But that's all the positives I have for that.
Bootzilla, I loved it. I actually saw it twice, and I liked it better on rewatch. I'll put it to you this way: if you've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, it's story-wise, it's very much so a retelling of that, because at the end of the day, Nosferatu and Dracula, like Nosferatu was pretty much a copyright version of Dracula. So they're very similar in regards to a classical story approach, but it's all about the directing. And Robert Eggers' directing is a lot different from Coppola's. So if you like,
Coppola's is more over the top, but I enjoyed that more.
I would say I like Coppola's version better, but I love both. If I want something that's very colorful and very, very, very experimental, I'll watch that. But if I want like a classic story that's done really expertly well, then I would watch that.
What a more cold and bleak feel, then yeah, this one's a little bit better, I guess.
Yeah, it all depends on which one.
Mood-wise, yeah.
And also, Bootzilla says, tell Marvin no hard feelings, just giving him a hard time. Of course, man. No, it's all good. All right, guys. Stay tuned for next week where we'll talk about the first movie, 2001: A Space Odyssey. We'll get Marv to rewatch it. We all know he's going to do the Cliff Note version. But we will talk about it either next week or the week after, depending on schedules. And we will catch you guys later. Thanks again for joining.
Later.
Later.